time is nigh. Open up your eyes to see the signs of the time. Got to be wise to all of their lives. Look to the sky from where my help comes. Wake up, got to wake up from the slumber. Don't let them pull you under. Rise up off the water. Never let them wrestle you into the mud.
All right, wait a minute. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Wazira Menin. Y'all already know. One perfect balance. Greetings and welcome to Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct. And if we're not correct, feel free to correct us. Yes, and I have to say it again, as always, today is Friday. Can you believe it? Already, it is Friday. Already, yes. And having said that, you know, I sincerely hope we all had a strong week. And I mean, what a week though. What a week. This week was strong. However you want to look at it, was definitely strong. And I am my Facebook blocking my videos. I don't know why they be trying to block the Rastaman videos just all the time. Crazy, man. Somebody on their job though. That's all right. We're gonna get into it tonight. We got some stuff to discuss. No, it is not that name we cannot mention. We have other stuff to discuss. Yes, we're gonna ask how to hack a hacker. We're gonna look into this hacking business, this hacking conversation, and we're gonna take a closer look. Well, let me rephrase that. My perspective on the thing. Because I find one thing strange, if nothing else. If you want to hear what that is, stick around. But I find it to be very, very, very strange. All this talk about hack. But one thing got me wondering, I don't know. What is this? Oh man, I got another. Oh man, I don't know what it is. Another floating something or the other. I don't know what's in this glass. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know what's in it. But they layered. I don't know what is it. I got a mixologist on my hand. It better be juice, eh? I'm on a live. Anyhow, that's how we're gonna do this right now, family. It's amazing how we can look at this situation and not ask questions. But I have some questions, as per usual. Let me take a sip of this and see what's going on, man. I don't know. Yeah, looks like it's going to be one of those nights, family. looks like it's going to be one of them nights. I better leave that right there. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to take a look at some stuff, man. That's my perspective. And we're going to have a conversation. So before I jump into it, there's a few things I got to do first. Y'all already know how we do this. Definitely got to shout out to Sexy D. I see you, Sexy D. I see you. Greetings to you too. Greetings to you. Sean, I see you too, my brother. I see you as well. Greetings to you as well. Greetings. Public Workers Credit Union data got breached. Stop playing, Sean. You can't, Sean, you're making this up, man. Send me a link, man. Let's tight this. How to hack the hacker. This is a little strange. King Alfred, good night to you too, family. Good night to you and everyone tuning in. Go tell a friend and tell a friend. We're going to look into this hacking thing a little different tonight. Just my perspective. And speaking of hack, I don't know what this is in here that floated, man, but I don't know. It's sitting on top. I don't know, man. That right there is crazy. Anyhow, family. I see you, Jackie. We see you. Greetings to you too, family. Daffodil, peace. Go tell a friend and tell a friend. You already know, man. Sean said, CBC YouTube channels. Stop playing. In fact, I'm gonna go that right now, man. I'm going there right now. You think I'm playing? Let me go check on that, man. You ain't gonna have me. Let me go and check on that. CBC. All right, where are you gonna find that now? That's probably, was that on the news? If that's on the news, I might not see it right away. It might be if they have it in the shorts and the videos. Oh, wait a minute. You're right. 1 hour ago. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Holy smoke. All right. Well, give thanks, family. Give thanks. I just want to pull it up real quick. I'm going to add it to the conversation we're going to have. See, give thanks to the inbox crew. Y'all ain't easy at all, man. Y'all keep me posted. Empress, we see you, family. Love. Greetings to you too. Greetings to you. Greetings to my Guyanese family. Good night to you, Kevin. Long time don't see. How you and the family? It's funny because I had you in thoughts this week. It's a strange thing. Good to see you. Shout out to all my Guyanese family. Love all the way. Demerara for life. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Greetings and salutations across the Caribbean as well. To all the other islands. You know, we one Caribbean people. Y'all know how this go already. But we came on we came on at 9 o'clock tonight. Y'all already know. So we just going to jump right in it. But before we jump right in it, right into it, let me first say, for those who celebrate, today as a sacred Sabbath day, Shalom Shabbat, peace, Islam to you, those in the community, Ashe Hotep to the conscious brothers and sisters. Y'all already know, Kidamari, Rastafari to the brethren and sistren, and Namaste for sure for the brothers out in the East and anywhere else. To everyone else, including my brothers, Israel united in Christ, that is united in Jesus Christ, Yeshua, Christos, or whatever name they choose to use as convenient. I want to say Shabbat Shalom to all and love and light to everyone else, man. For sure. Having said that, let's get right into this tonight. How to hack a hacker? Well, let's start with the obvious first. All right? Let's start with the obvious. So it has been reported, and like I said, it isn't any news at this point. I think everyone is fully aware that Barbados, securities, let me pull that one up, has been hacked. They have basically confirmed everything. It is no longer a myth. This is at this point no longer I want to say gimmick, a threat or where folks were uncertain, but it has become a bit obvious. Let me just put this on the screen here. Let me add it to the stage. There you go. So it is obvious to everyone at this point. I mean, if you don't know that, they have confirmed it officially, you've been living on the rock. Nevertheless, what does this mean? What does it mean? Let me let you hear first what the authorities on the matter have said, and let's look at it a bit different. And we're going to connect some dots, because what does the Hope Project have to do with hacking? What does Kingsland Estate have to do with hacking? What does Sagicor New Bank have to do with hacking? Let's look at this very carefully. Again, family, just my perspective. So Barbados Revenue Agency's files list for sale by threat actors. This is the thing. This is what they posted officially, and I got this off the CBC website. Give thanks to CBC. Just letting you know we're sharing the information. CBC, no need to report me. Well, anyhow, so this is what's been going on. All right, they say Barbados revenue agencies such as property tax records and vehicle owners registration records are being offered for sale. But is the government even aware that personal information has been acquired and is at risk of misuse? Well, this is the funny thing, and this is something you need to think about. At the point when this was officially filed, let's go through this in stages. Like I said, I'm hearing this, but I have some questions. Like I have some questions for the unmentionable name that we can't mention, that I do mention sometimes, although I said I'm not going to mention it, but I'm not going to mention it tonight. At least I don't intend to. Here's a question for Barbados Revenue Authority or Agency or whatever they call themselves. So this information becomes public at a point where it's posted on September the 30th. How long prior to this being posted did this information, well, should I say, this information was copied? Because they didn't steal it as if they went there, took it all out, and ran with it. They basically copied the files that was on record, the amount of some 130 gigabytes of uncompressed data. And if you understand how data works in terms of, as opposed to a video or photographs, especially videos or application writings that might take a lot of space. Written data doesn't take that lot. So to have 230 gigabytes of uncompressed data, that's a lot of information. Just saying. So my thing is, how long prior to that was this breach breached? Was it a day before it was published? Was it a week? Was it even a month? Like, there's some people speculating that Barbados, our prime servant, went on the world stage and dropped some comments. I see somebody had posted, Israel got roasted or this kind of stuff. And I think we spoke about this last week. In fact, a week today, if I'm not mistaken. Miss Motley is not really who she appears to be. They tolerate her. I think she's now realizing that what she thought was a warm welcome is in truth and in fact just ridicule and tolerance. Because in reality, when they look at Barbados, especially Barbados, see, we got to understand in their minds, when we say Barbados, we here have a sense of pride knowing what we have gone through. When you say Barbados to them, they look at you as trained monkeys. And therefore, monkeys do what monkeys do. Get that? So don't think that is an admiration in the sense of admiration. It is not. I think she have discovered that. But to insinuate that this happened because of, I don't know if we should go ahead and rush to that kind of judgment, because unless they come and tell you that, yes, this breach happened a day before or a day after she spoke or whatever the case, and they clarify that, well, then we could say something. But think about it. When exactly did it happen? That's the first question I got, because although they said this on September the 30th, whenever it was posted, it doesn't indicate that that's when it happened. And here's a question for you. If someone went through the trouble with their sophistication and skill set to get as far as breaching the clearly insignificant, not capable security, which we'll talk about a little later, that Barbados is offering as a protection shield, or let me use a better term, firewall to secure that data. Well, wait a minute. All they want to do is just sell it? Like, question, who would benefit from that kind of information? Like, who would benefit? Because if they're so skilled at hacking and they can get all that personal information, why not just utilize it to do more hacking, and all the people and all the agencies, all the information you would have taken to go and do all the other things that you're capable of doing and not even say a word? And just for the record, the dark web is not like the regular web. To find something, you got to know where to look. If you don't know where to look, you can't find it. And there's a level of secrecy amongst those on the dark web for obvious reasons. So how is it that is, someone happened, now this is where we're going to get a little technical. How is it possible that someone who just whistling Dixie happened to stumble across this particular website on the dark web? And by the way, the dark web is not like www.homedepot.com. No. The names of these sites, and not that I know, by the way, just let me make a disclaimer here, but what I have been told, that the sites are not labeled that easy. Like, you have to know where to go to look for what to look for in order to know where to go to look for it. You just don't type in a search engine and it pops right up. It doesn't work like that. So how come somebody just happened to stumble across this and just happened to post it on a regular social media in the regular web, as if the hacker would notice and perhaps shift the program? Just asking for a friend. It almost sounds like this is beginning to be a stage, like a problem, reaction, Solution? Let me tell you why I say that. I want y'all listen to this carefully right here. I want y'all to listen carefully to what I'm about to play. Now, this is why I'm telling you, I mean, when I say that they can't trick the Rasta man, I'm not trying to exclude myself from anything. I'm simply saying that I don't know if I fallen for this one, because there's some questions in fact, let me let them tell it first before I say my piece. And if a picture is worth 1,000 words, what I want y'all to do is think of 1,000 words. In fact, let me get a closer look at this thing here. Because I want y'all to think carefully, Barbadians, my people, and the people who are still my people that act as if you're not my people, but you're still my people. Here we're going on. Focus on the message. Focus on the message. How come that somebody as skillful as this particular hacker, and I want to give this hacker a name, you know, we can call him Mr. Walker, because everything seemed to walk away wrong. He just walks away with everything. This hacker that's been hitting Barbados back and forth, we call him Mr. Walker. He walks away with everything. Mr. Walker is his name. So this is it. How is it possible that this hacker did all this work, got all this data, all this information, goes in his secret den, posts it for sale as if he didn't already have a buyer? I don't think you take stuff then try to sell it. I think you kind of know who's looking for stuff, you get it and you sell it. It's like you go steal all this jewelry from a jewelry store and you ain't got no buyer. I mean, you got to walk around the streets trying to sell it, which means you probably are going to get caught more often than not. I'm just saying, not that I have any knowledge. I'm saying I just a friend of a friend might have told me a story or two. But it makes sense that you have a buyer lined up, hence you go do the operation and you come back, as exchange and transaction is clear and you're good to go. So why would this sophisticated hacker, Mr. Walker, do all of this, then post it and get caught? Let's let the experts talk about it first, and I'll tell you my thoughts on that. Hang on a second.
Barbadians are by now aware of a data breach reported by the Barbados Revenue Authority earlier this week. The BRA, with the support of the Ministry of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology as the regulatory agency in this matter, has been in touch with the Office of the Data Commissioner, has informed the public as required by law, and is fully complying with all requirements under the data protection legislation. As we indicated before, we have set up an incident response team, and the forensic and other experts on that team are still carrying out their investigations. We continue to strengthen security, particularly of critical government data and systems. As we do so, we realize that in the public and private sphere, cyber is the new and increasing line of attack against which we will have to defend. The IRS in the US learned that this year when they had their own data breach, as did the BBC in the UK and Amazon. Our duty and commitment are to do everything we can to secure our data and systems in advance, and where we may need to respond to threats, to have a rapid, sure, and reliable system so to do. As with all similar data breaches, this is a national security matter. And just like the police cordon off a crime scene so they can contain it and do their investigations, we have a duty to do the same and to give the cyber response team time to do their work. As we've done from the start and have committed to continue, we are following the steps under the data protection legislation. Once we have further information that we can share, we will do so. Barbadians are by now.
Okay. I'm sorry. My first question is, what's this guy? What is he doing there? Like, what's his role? Like, what is he supposed to, like, moral support? Ms. Cattle, I've known you for a little while. Well, you seem a little uncomfortable. I can imagine why you're uncomfortable, because this is toe punching above your weight. Listen, this is way above y'all weight, and that's not an insult in any form or fashion. That's clearly that this saying something ain't right here, and it's obvious. It's so obvious. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we know how the whole teleprompter thing goes. We get it. Trust me, we get it. But let me tell you something, man. This is starting to look real suspicious. because I know what kind of hacker gets caught selling what he hacked. Like that is like that's sloppy. But someone to reach the stage, one or two things are happening here. Either the cybersecurity framework y'all had in place is absolute garbage that a kid could have done this, or this might be an inside job. Why do I say that? Well, think about it. I mean, right now, in fact, before I get into that part, let me let the professionals speak their piece. Because when I listen to this, although it is clearly scripted, one of the things they tried to do, and what they tried to do is, deflect your attention and justify the hack. That's what was my alarm. And I don't know if you're paying attention, but do y'all notice how they try to do that? Did y'all notice it? If not, I'll play this again. Let's see who's paying attention. Because this isn't your regular program here, family. This is politically incorrect. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, this is
Real news for the people in real time.
Straight up, man. Listen to this carefully. And tell me if you notice. See, this is psychology 101 right here, man. Like, I don't know who be writing for the government, who puts these things together or how they put them. If I was Marshall Cattle, I would have said there's no way on earth I'm going there to read that. And I'm definitely not going to sit next to this guy right here who's sitting here like he just intellectually constipated right now. He don't have a thought of his own. He's simply reading the same screen she reading and thinking to himself, like, what does this mean? Listen carefully.
Barbadians are by now aware of a data breach reported by the Barbados Revenue Authority earlier this week. The BRA, with the support of the Ministry of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology as the regulatory agency in this matter, has been in touch with the Office of the Data Commissioner, has informed...
Let me go back because I know y'all didn't see it, Hold on.
Barbadians are by now aware of a data breach reported by the Barbados Revenue Authority earlier this week.
All right. Barbadians are aware of a data breach earlier reported this week. Well, hold on a second. This week being Friday, the 30th would have been Monday. The 29th would have been Sunday, but I don't think she's referring to Sunday. The document I just showed you Monday morning, bright and early. But so they reported it to the public on Monday. Do you think, right, for 1 second, that the government only found out about this on Monday? Let's suppose, hypothetically speaking, of course, that this hacker hacked the government and said, listen, man, I got your program, I got your files, I got your secrets, blah, blah, blah. I want $1 billion. Let me just assume that. Michael Austin. And somebody said, man, look, not somebody high up, but somebody lower down, who might, be in charge. I don't know. Let's say cybersecurity, for example. Who else they going to contact? Yeah, well, guess what? We ain't giving you jack. We ain't paying no ransom, whatever. Okay, you ain't going to pay me. Well, tell you what, you ain't paying me. You got X amount of days to respond to my request, or else I gonna post this stuff online and sell it to the highest bidder. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, let's just assume this is how it's supposed to have happened. So the ransom wasn't met. They didn't pay the money, whatever. So the Mr. Walker, our name for our mysterious hacker, decides that he's gonna walk across the bedroom and click send and post this on a particular website using a VPN, I suppose, to look like he's coming from Russia, although he could be coming from Barbados. I'm just saying, to make it look like outside entities are invading Barbados data program. Very sloppy. What are we to think? So now that it got out to the public and the public is aware that someone then took the stuff and was running with it, they don't have a choice now but to come out and, well, say what they got to say, because I am sure that before Barbados Revenue Agency made this file posted this statement on the 30th of September, 2024, I am absolutely certain that it was circulating on social media. Let me use that because I heard about it before. I'm sure it was circulated on social media days before they actually came out and announced it. Why it took them so long? Think, Barbados, think. Why did it take? How is it that the people in Barbados know what's going on and the government only now apparently finding out? That don't sound right. But listen to this right here. Hold on, let me get to it.
The BRA, with the support of the Ministry of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology as the regulatory agency in this matter, has been in touch with the Office of the Data Commissioner, has informed the public as required by law, and is fully complying with all requirements under the data protection legislation. As we indicated before, we have set up an incident response team, and the forensic and other experts on that team are still carrying out their investigations. We continue to strengthen security, particularly of critical government data and systems. As we do so, we realize that in the public and private sphere, cyber is the new and increasing line of attack against which we will have to defend. The IRS in the US learned that this year when they had their own data breach, as did the BBC in the UK and Amazon.
Okay. Do y'all pick it up? They even did a camera switch for you. Kind of throw your perspective off in your thinking. Now, maybe that wasn't deliberate, but it just so happened. Me, I don't miss them little things. Let's go back and take a look, listen to that again.
Public and private sphere.
Let me go a little further back. You know, listen, public, yes, we acknowledge we had a breach. It's in the hands of the investigators. They're investigating, and we realize that.
We continue to strengthen security, particularly of critical government data and systems.
We continue to strengthen security, particularly of government info, basically. Never mind yours. Maybe you're going to keep an eye on that too, but we definitely want to keep our business.
As we do so, we realize that in the public and private sphere, cyber is the new and increasing line of attack against which we will have to defend.
Mm-hmm.
The IRS in the US learned that this year when they had their own data breach, as did the BBC in the UK and Amazon.
Okay, so Barbados, don't feel left out. Look, the IRS was also hacked, and the BBC and even Amazon got hacked. So don't feel like, this is unusual. This is quite normal. Have no worry about it. This is such a disingenuous thing to do at this point. And I say this again to the government, Ms. Motley, again, let me find it, because I can't do it for one and not do it for the other. But here's the reality, Ms. Motley.
Somebody advising you wrong.
I'm telling you.
They can't be your friends and your allies.
And they're
advising you wrong.
They can't be a friend of your ally. Like, to do that, right, is such a psychological ploy. Listen, Barbadians are not who y'all think they used to be. Even if y'all thought they were some set of people, folks have woken up. And let me just let her finish, because the one thing that she did not do at all, I don't know who wrote it. Maybe he wrote this. I don't know who wrote it. But Marsha, I could call you Marsha. I knew you for a while. You should have never read this here, though. I'm telling you, you should have told him, nah, I ain't reading that.
Our duty and commitment are to do everything we can to secure our data and systems in advance, and where we may need to respond to threats, to have a rapid, sure, and reliable system so to do. As with all similar data breaches, this is a national security matter. And just like the police cordon off a crime scene so they can contain it and do their investigations, we have a duty to do the same.
We have a duty to cordon off this crime scene and keep you out of what's going on.
Give the cyber response team time to do their work. As we've done from the start and have committed to continue, we are following the steps under the data protection legislation. Once we have further information that we can share, we will do so.
Now, Ms. Cattle, well, Marsha, I know that last word meant you close your eyes, right? Like, I got through that. I know the feeling, man. I can imagine you having to sit there and read that, man, knowing very well that you yourself ain't got a clue what just happened. Hence, let the professionals do the investigation. We just going to follow the protocols according to the legislation. We're going to let the public know. We follow investigations. We'll keep you posted. But guess what, Miss Cattle, Marsha, or the other guy next to you, I can't remember this guy's name. I don't remember his name. I never remember his name. Like anyhow. This is my thing. At no point, Barbados, at no point, at absolute no point in this minute and 30 something second presentation, because after all, Ms. Motley can't be the one that's speaking on everything. So they decide to, let some ministers do the work. At no point in time did you reassure Barbadians of their safety. At no point in time did you reassure Barbadians, and we set up a hotline, to call us if anything happened. If you notice any strange, call us, let us know. At no point in time did you reassure Barbadians that, they're still safe and that their data isn't going to fall in the wrong hands and get them, whether it's identity theft or their money stolen or whatever damage that can be done from a cyborg perspective, especially entering the metaverse in this day and age where it is going to be on a digital scale. By the way, is the digital ID in any way connected to this breach of information? Because after all, the ID has on a lot of information. Just a question. At no time did you assure Barbadians that those who did not have the digital ID, their information is still safe, because after all, it was never uploaded into a new system that was just hacked. At no time did you ever say that not to worry, we got you covered. And if there's any losses, there's a national insurance in place to reimburse you for losses. At no point in time did you assure Barbadians, those who are not so swabby with the whole technology, that they ain't got a thing to worry about. But let me tell you what you got to worry about, though. Let me tell you exactly what y'all got to worry about. Let me put this video up. Here come another expert on the scene. I love the experts, man. You see, the experts in this day and age is what matters most. Let me go to the expert. Give thanks, CBC. This is an investigation continues into the data breach at Bar. Let's hear what the experts had to say. Not Miss Cattle, who don't have a clue. Not this other cat. Sorry, the guy next to her. Like, cat is just not that he's a cat. I'm just saying.
Joining us tonight to discuss this issue is cybersecurity expert Edward Millington. Good evening to you, Mr. Millington.
By the way, give me an audio response here, look, because I think this one was a bit lower than I had, hoped to have it. But give me a sound check there, family, real quick, if you can do me that. Give me a sound check.
Joining us tonight to discuss this issue is cybersecurity expert Edward Millington. Good evening to you, Mr. Millington. Online sources are claiming that hackers have large amounts of uncompressed data, which include full names, email addresses, phone numbers, and passport numbers, among other things. Should we be worried?
Yes, I believe over a period of time for the individuals that are going to be affected and also going to be notified over the next coming months and possibly years, and not only individuals but also for businesses.
I could stop right there. I like this guy. Like, I don't know who he is. I like this guy. Why? Because for the time the question is answered, he don't even wait. He's concerned. Listen, you think that poses the did y'all? By the way, did y'all hear it really clearly? Let me. I gotta check the comments, man, because I'm so backed up right now. It's a loud and clear, low volume, hearing loud and clear. All right, so some of y'all hearing it, some of y'all not. I did notice it's a little low, but I'm gonna try to pause for a minute and go through the comments. Let me get through this video. I like this guy. This guy comes out the box straight from his corner, punching. He not playing. He's heavyweight. He understands the gravity of the situation at hand. Why? Because he's an expert in cybersecurity. Makes sense. Should the folks be concerned? Yes, they need to be concerned. But he goes in to explain why. So I'm going to play it again. And I want y'all to listen carefully, because let me tell you something, family. Let me tell you something, family. Problem, reaction, solution. Like, I'm sure they're going to come with some solution right now. And we must be ready for it, because this is not by chance or happenstance. This is by design. Listen to what this brother has to say.
Joining us tonight to discuss this issue is cybersecurity expert Edward Millington. Good evening to you, Mr. Millington. Online sources are claiming that hackers have large amounts of uncompressed data, which include full names, email addresses, phone numbers, and passport numbers, among other things. Should we be worried?
Yes, I believe over a period of time for the individuals that are going to be affected and also going to be notified over the next coming months and possibly years, and not only individuals but also for businesses. As we all know, we tend to be attacked by phishing emails and directed cybersecurity threats to get into a company, to also get into our accounts and so forth. So it's something that we as individuals have to be aware over the next couple of days, weeks, and months, even for within a year or a few years.
Now, in situations like this, how do you think local authorities should respond?
So far, I think it has been fairly been reasonable. Um, there's always a process to review the information, to analyze, and to determine if the perpetrator, or in this case, the cyber criminal or actor, is really the true person or if it was a group. So, communication, I think, is really of key. There should be updates, maybe at least twice a day, depending on how critical the particular threat is, and also continue efforts within BRA and so forth. So it should be a collective issue thing between the
Now,
BRA and also government.
does Barbados have the requisite systems and skills in place to thwart these types of cyber situations?
Yes, and obviously we know within the banking industry, those exist in some other entities. But as you may be aware from threat intelligence reports and so forth, um, public service, professional services, some non-banking institutions, schools, and so forth, do not really have the necessary skills and resources, not only on the hardware and software side, but also the human capital to help prevent and mitigate a lot of these threats.
Going forward, what could we do as individuals to reduce the impact of these types of cyber acts?
Well, individuals, that is a very broad question. Let's look at us within a company. We have the necessary training and so forth to be able to identify when something is practically wrong. Be vigilant on the internet, on forums, and so forth. As individuals that do not have control in situations like this here, is to continue to monitor uh, any emails that come towards us, any forms of calls, anything that is not right within our general operation or daily operations per day, and to report those issues to the authorities, regardless if it's banking, it could be BRA, the police, etc.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Mr. Milling.
All right, all right, all right. So again, going back to this first scenario here, like I said, I don't know, right? The fact that they're trying to downplay this and then justify it by, I think somebody had wrote that just now. Justify it by, wait, hang on a second. Let me look for it. I know I just saw it. Yeah, here you go. Give thanks, family. They are justifying it by saying it happened to bigger corporations like the RIS, Amazon, and BBC. Come on, man. Come on. Somebody asked if the cyber hacker, if the cybersecurity, the ones, so cybersecurity team is who hacking left, right, and center. The cybersecurity team obviously failed to do their job. This is a question I'm asking. Look, one of the things I learned in America, when I was running the routes in America, is that when it comes to robberies, most robberies are done as a result of an inside job. Somebody put the information out so that people who go in know exactly where to go and what to look for. I am just saying, I'm not no cyber expert, but Miss Kiata, Marsha, I'm gonna tell you this, man. This, oh man. Listen, you're gonna read this and you're gonna just read this. But I don't want to read it. You're gonna read this. Now sit down there and read. I'm telling you, man. Look, if you do a genealogy trace on some of these politicians, I guarantee you're gonna find that they family own plantations here. I'm telling you. But we don't want to have that conversation in Barbados. No, not everybody ready for that. Somebody said, look at his hand signals. He ain't making no hand signals. He looked like he nervous. He looked like he nervous. That's not, he looked like he straight nervous. But anyhow, somebody say he's like a stuffed toy. No movement, no change in expression. He did twinkle his nose at some point. He did twitch his nose. I'm not sure that was a glitch or what. But leave him alone, man. They say they're moving to the tune of the New World Order demons. Listen, family, I'm going to tell you this, right? This is no joke. This is no joke. Right now, a lot of systems, the Bank of America. If I had some other links I wanted to share tonight, I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to share them, but I won't. I like this, Tammy. You're so correct. No apologies, none. And that's my issue. They didn't make no attempt to sue this, none whatsoever. So I said, okay, all right. They have constantly shown Barbados disdain. I don't trust that it was an outside job. It cannot be an outside job. It got to be inside. I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you, how do you hack the hacker? Let's start, how do you, listen, follow the money. No one is going to hack anything, then try to sell it. Now that they're known, what, they're going to drop the package and run? Nah. Don't. Oh, we got it back, Barbados. We retrieved the file. That's the decoy. Look, I'm not a hacker, but if I had to do this, if I was a hacker and I did hack the system and I did hold them ransom for that amount of data and they decided they was going to play with me, well, what I would do is sell it. Watch how you cover your trail. Sell it, create a loophole and make it look like you are amateur, create a trail that will lead to, it'll lead to a dead end, but it'll still lead to a trail where they could retrieve the data that I stole and sold already. So when they find the data and they think they found the person, but the person is registered in Russia somewhere or whatever, and when they do get to Russia and they find that place, it's an abandoned building and nobody's there, but they recovered the data that they said and they secured it. Well, we got it secure now. We got it covered. But guess what? I done sold the data. So the false sense of security is that y'all retrieve the information. Meanwhile, the information gone. And you wait a year or so. When is election? Or 2 years or so. Or whenever election comes. And guess what? You disrupt the election. How? Well, if the election is based on digital ID cards, listen to me carefully, family. We talk about connecting the banks, Sagicor, Hope, and the Kingston Estate. Study this. If elections and votes are connected to the registration of individuals who are voting on that day through a digital ID, which is your digital ID, how is it that what if something goes in there and switch stuff around so that when you use your ID as registered to vote X, Y, and Z, who is to say that that information with the digital ID based on how you vote can't be somehow manipulated? I'm just saying. Who's to say that if they recognize that by the end of election, because it's digital, at that night, that certain people did not vote because they did not register, who is to say that they can't then go and enter that information as if they had registered at the booth and placed the vote? Who is to say? Just saying, who's to say? I'm just saying, man, I don't got the answers, but something real sinister going on in this country if we cannot connect the dots. The fire by the archives files, historical info disappear, bra files and property info disappeared, things that make you, Well, speaking of and disappearing, let me, speaking of and disappearing, let me jump ship real quick here. Let's just take a deep dive. What direction should I go in? Let me go this way first. Let me hear what else Miss Cattle has to say first before I take y'all on the other journey. Pay attention to this right here. Barbados works towards developing AI tech. So I would think that Barbados would stay, you know what? Let them tell you.
It is not just about AI removing jobs, but one, improving jobs, and two, creating new kinds of jobs. What does that look like?
Better cybersecurity, perhaps, Miss Cattle?
We announced not just the Center for Innovation and Governance with Howard, but that we're building out a new data center over 3 years.
Wait a minute, hold on. Whoa, what did what did she just say? What did she just say? No, I didn't. Is it me, family? Come on, somebody talk to me. Is it me? My daughter said to me sometimes, Papa, you reaching, man, you reaching. And I'd be like, I'm reaching because I could see what I'm reaching for. So I'm not reaching in the dark. Did she just say, no, I'm gonna let her say it again. By the way, this was first night at St. James Speak. This wasn't Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Well, this was Thursday. Anyhow, yeah. Let me let her tell it. Listen to me. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, but this could very well be the same day. I don't know. It looked like the similar clothing. I could be wrong, but let me let Miss Cattle tell you what she just said. Please, family, I didn't get to the comments yet. I'm trying to, in fact, let me catch up here real quick. Let me go to this real quick. Need volume improvement, loud and clear. Hearing that was way back then. Okay. Things, hang on. Things, wait a minute. Things going on are not sinister. Even the blind man with cataract can see that they are erasing documents that record heritage, ownership, and identity. Good night to you too, family. Give thanks for joining us. Maria, let me see. Apparently, Public Workers Credit Union was hacked also. Yeah, we found that out. We're going to get to that in a minute. Sean was putting us up on that early out. Edward Militant is the cyber specialist. Cyber specialist. Mr. Militant is a specialist. We might have to call him and ask him some other questions because, we can answer some kind of questions that don't nobody else want to answer. Of course. Now, all the citizens that have bar accounts linked to banking cards need to change those cards. Deep. King Alfred, talk about it, man. Greetings, Pedro. You don't have to say you're sorry because the damage already done. I see what's going on, family. Damage is already done. It's serious. Listen, Pedro, listen to what Miss Cattle is about to say very carefully. And like I said, this was first night. That video with the guy, that probably came out yesterday. In fact, I'm going to check on when that was actually released. I don't know exactly the date on that, but that might have been yesterday also. So she might have did this video during the day and the night. This is what she had to say. You made all the Russian things sound loud and move. Wait, you made all that Russian thing sound like a movie script. Nah, it ain't a movie script. This is like a movie script. I'm telling you. But hold on, King Alfred. Any digital data can be manipulated. That's what I'm talking about. Elections. Think about it. Tommy say, good question. Exactly. Obviously, the BLP got to be worried that they will not win the next election. She going to win the next election. There's no two ifs, ands, or buts about that. She may not win all, but she definitely will win majority. I don't see a team in place that could topple that. I mean, Barbadians reshuffling and swaking these guys, you got to be kidding me. Nevertheless, I mean, this Barbados though, man, it's not a real place. The World Data Lab. Somebody said, I can't stand her. Nah, don't do that. I don't do that. I mean, I like to think that she, she's trying her best based on what she can and can't do. You can create fake digital IDs and say that those people voted. That's why talking about serious. Who is going to have any confidence in them handling their data after this cook up? It's crazy, man. Rasta see them from afar. See done. Okay, Tim. I see you paying attention. Okay, Tim. I see you paying attention. It wasn't just me. Let Miss Cattle speak about this new developing AI technology. Because after all, the old one ain't working. We need ET to help us.
It is not just about AI removing jobs, but one, improving jobs, and two, creating new kinds of jobs. What does that look like?
Tell us.
We announced not just the Center for Innovation and Governance with Howard, but that we're building out a new data center over 3 years. That is a whole new industry.
whole new industry, a whole new industry. Maybe one thing doesn't have any. See, if I can prove that the old one isn't working efficiently, it justify why I have to go in a all new direction.
It doesn't exist in Barbados now. It is about training people in data science and data analytics, which we've already started developing the program to do. UE is doing some of that. We're going to be doing some of that with Howard based on this agreement that we've just started to advance.
With Howard, now, I don't want to get too conspiracy, about the conspiracy, conspiracy. I don't want to use the word theory because I don't want to use the word conspiracy theory. But she's saying Howard as in Howard University. Can anyone help me here? Please, because I don't really always keep up. But when you say Howard, Marsha, you mean Howard University? I know we like to praise a lot of these universities in America, Howard, Spelman, a lot of them, these black institutions as black institutions. But when you check it out behind the scenes, it'd be a lot of Rockefeller involvement. A lot of Rockefeller involvement. And those who know what that means, know what that means. If you don't know what that means, go look it up. And everything I'm going to come on politically incorrect and tell you, you got to do your homework. If you're interested in knowing stuff, seek and ye shall find. Somebody said Howard Supermarket. Tabby, stop playing, man. Like, that's not even funny. That's not even funny. That's not even funny, man. Stop it, man. Man. Let Mr. Howard rest in peace. What I understand, he's a good man, but some do like him and some don't. But so we have a new data. Look, man. Really? Is it me or am I reaching right now? Pedro, what you think, man? What you think, man? Let me see here. Yeah, she does mean Howard University. Well, guess what? Howard University ain't no black university. I mean, we give it credit for being a black university, but who founded Howard University? Let's look that up. Let's look that up. Let's look up who created Spelman University. Let's look that up. Let's look that up. We be getting caught up in these white labels. These white liberals, right? I don't know, man. Somebody said, and which Fox is going to secure the new data center? We need to have some new cybersecurity team in place because apparently the old team have dropped the ball. I don't know. That should be an automatic fire though. Like whoever was the old team should automatically be fired and be on investigation, facing some sort of hearing, answering questions. How did this happen? Oh no, they're talking about they should make that a public hearing. No secret police tape off the area. Listen, the body who hack it then tape it off. It's on social media. Do the investigation openly. Let us know what we are questioning the people in charge. In fact, any bet you, right? And I hate to say this, and I really do hate to say this, family, but I guarantee you, the cybersecurity team that Barbados have given the contract to secure the information of all Barbadians, citizens of Barbadians, with such delicate and sophisticated information, I guarantee you is white Barbados. How much you want to bet me? Come on, we ain't hiding it no more. We got to stop. See, we got to stop tiptoeing on this thing right here, man. Barbados is predominantly a black nation, what we call black nation. But in reality, there's only a small section of Barbados that is considered free. Everybody else is subject to the plantocracy. That's how they've been doing this for a while, family. And that's why we keep falling for it from one government to another. Well, let me phrase that. From one administrative group unto another. They've been playing political ping pongs between the two groups, BLP and DLP. That's why I keep saying enough is enough. Barbados National Congress. The people got to form a government at the base. govern themselves at the base. There's absolutely nothing stopping us from doing this. Nothing. Mr. Thorne don't have no monopoly on being an opposition. He don't have no monopoly on that. I am sorry that there are others who give that impression. And yes, I just said it. I am sorry. Perhaps they are also misinformed, ill-informed, and clearly disinformed, if that's even a word. Help me here, somebody. My point is, they clearly don't know what they're talking about. They're playing an emotional game, hoping that you fall for that emotional game. But the only gain you're going to get is what you get when politicians gain that position, which is nothing. You could ask all those who work with these political parties. Anybody want no crumbs off the table? That's a fable. We passed that stage. Got the people right now suffering to the point where the youths are full of rage. In fact, they so engaged, they going to school with machetes, knives, and I hope not, but who knows? You might even find a 12 gauge. We don't want that. I just so happened to be in the right place this evening at the wrong time, but it was the right time because I watched two young ladies as they squared off, facing each other, thinking about, is this the right time? Because everybody else was saying that fight, 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 fight. And I'm thinking like, nah, though. The adults, man, the adults, we is the problem. We refuse to recognize that we've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. We just refuse to see it. We're so busy gossiping, spreading rumors, God knows why. Propaganda is obvious why, but Barbados National Congress family is the only solution. Why? Because it's a government for the people, of the people, and most importantly, by the people. Ain't nobody waiting for no Mr. Martin to call election to form a governing body. And we not the shadow government. We are the government. Plain and simple. And that's the bottom line. And that's what they are afraid of. They planning this thing like a stage, man. All this funds they talk about. Well, let me give you some hope. In fact, wait a minute. Before I go there, let me go. Let me go here. Let me go here. Let me go here. Because you cannot make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Hang on a second, man. Let me go here, man. Let me go here. Let me just do this one. Just because. This one fresh off the press. Family, I've been saying it for a while, family. The credit union is an illusion. It's because they didn't want no, let me get frank with you. Let me not get frank. Hold on, let me take a sip to this. A lot of people claim to be speaking truth, right? But they can't speak the facts because the truth is subject to what you think it is. But here's a fact. The credit union, the only reason why the credit union was created in the first place, because white folks didn't want your nigga ass. Well, sorry, my children are watching it. They didn't want the Negroes inside their banks in that capacity. Because, you know, there's a social distinguishing factor between the haves and the have-not. It wasn't a color thing. It was a social credit thing. Those who had versus those who didn't have. So they didn't want you in the bank lining up in there smelly count out the crayon field after work and that sort of stuff. Listen, go and cash them checks. Listen, create some place down the road that one could go and create a check cashing place that you could deposit the check, and the check cashing gonna give you back some money for the check, which is funny because a check cashing is a credit union. If you think about it, you give them your check, they give you back some money. But that's not the bank. That's not the bank. They give you money for the check that you bring. Guess what? So what they did was modernize it. Well, we don't honor this check. We got to hold it on our account for a few days first. If you like, you could even open an account here, and the money you get, we'll even keep it for you safe. Because you know you want one of them white man buying. You know you white people buying. You come here with us, black people. But when you go home, what he did was walk across the street. Hey, master. Hey, listen, I want to deposit this money in one of your shared money market accounts or your high interest accounts. Yeah, sure. Welcome. Come on in with your large deposit. Bring it into my bank where I can make more money off your Negro. Sorry. You know what I mean? Fill in the blanks. And that's what happened. Until now. Let's see what's going on.
This matter does not have impact on our wider membership. We want to assure members that their debit card, MasterCard is secure with a dedicated team committed to safeguarding personal information. We have updated our internal processes to ensure that such incidents do not reoccur. The credit union sincerely apologizes for any alarm or confusion this communication sent in error may have caused. Members are encouraged to reach out to the Co-Optima Contact Center should they have any concerns.
Okay, so what this sounds like is like an apology for a false alarm, which is funny because credit union informs customers of data privacy breach. This doesn't sound like that. It sounds as if she's saying that we are sorry that this information was told to you in error. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's listen to this again, family. Let's see what Ms. Niles has to say.
This matter does not have an impact on our wider membership. We want to assure members that their debit card, MasterCard is secure with a dedicated team committed to safeguarding personal information. We have updated our internal processes to ensure that such incidents do not reoccur. The credit union sincerely apologizes for any alarm or confusion this communication sent in error may have caused.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. She's apologizing that this happened, but she's also saying we're sorry that this message was sent out in error. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Members are encouraged to reach out to the Co-Optima Contact Center should they have any concerns.
Well, we might have some concerns here, Miss Niles, because the math is not mathing, family. That's all I'm saying. Just like the old chiefs who sold human cargo. This is crazy. Crazy. Wait a minute. I'm going I miss a lot of these. Apparently, I'm looking at the comments now. I'm trying to catch up. Rockefeller set the standards for education syllabus in the Western Hemisphere, including all those so-called Black universities. It's even deeper than that, man. It's even deeper than that. We talk about Spellman, but Rockefeller's wife name is Spellman. Although she might have been what they call a Black woman. Go look it up. That was his wife. They just never said anything. So he did more than just create the syllabus. He created universities, I should say. We don't need a university to teach data, etc. Fired for doing their job? Facts, man. Harvard and Harvard are brothers. Morehouse and Spelman are the Black brothers. Yeah, you sure? Go look it up, King Alfred. You might be surprised to see what you find out. You might be surprised, man. You ever hear Miss Motley fired anyone? Like the brother said, for doing their jobs? Nah, they in on it, man. The whole thing was orchestrated, in my opinion. Somebody else is paying attention. Black and colored. True. That white we have in Europe looking Jesus in all our churches, he should be the darker hue. I think he should be down altogether, but that's just my 2 cents. The higher powers do not put nothing in the public unless it benefits them. That's what I'm talking about. How this hacker's so sophisticated, Brian. This hacker's so sophisticated, he got all this information, but somehow got caught trying to sell it. Really now? Come on, man. Y'all people think me just stupid. It kills. Listen, this is just my perspective. I ain't saying that this is what happened here. So don't go telling people that I think I know what's going on. I ain't got a clue. Tommy say, I like what you were saying. I always believed that the credit union was, listen, the credit union, that's a fact. The credit union ain't no, why you think the credit union has, look, Sagicor, I'm getting ahead of myself. Matter of fact, you know what? Thanks, Tommy. Sagicor, let me just go right to that document right here real quick. And this is all news. This ain't nothing new. But I felt that this needed to be brought up tonight. I needed to bring this up. And look how Tommy introduced it. I always believed that the credit union was BS. Okay. Let's look at this. This is Sagicor's website. Test banner. Well, this is from Sagicor agrees to the US 538 million takeover by Canadian company. Well, 536 million is 1.6 billion something dollars, man. That's a lot of paper. They bought the company. But why am I bringing this up? Because this is from 2019. This is all news. Why am I bringing this up? Let us understand this really quick. I'm going to put this link up. Y'all can go ahead and read it if y'all have never seen this before. Y'all may have heard about the transaction. Y'all may never have read about the transaction. So I'm going to put the link right here in the comments real quick, real easy. So make sure you go and check it out now, because a lot of other links I had to share when I went to check them, those pages no longer exist. Even on the data websites that collect the information, when it goes back to a certain date, it stops. You can't go beyond that. So although I have links to the information, you can't access the information. I may have to call Mr. Walker and see what he could do for me. But this is what it is, family. This is what it is. So we told the credit union, right? Why is it that the credit union, after all these years, all the resources, over $1 billion in assets, why is it that the credit union have not been allowed to open up a bank and function like a bank so that the earnings could be way more significant than what it is right now? Who is stopping the credit unions from basically consolidating the resources in Barbados rather than having 4 or 5 different credit unions? Why not consolidate the assets of the credit unions, which I'm sure would amount to a whole lot more than what it is, and open a new bank in Barbados for the people of Barbados? Not so lucky. Why? Because they maintain control by the higher banks above them. So how was Sagicor capable of coming to Barbados and opening a bank out the blue? Like, y'all didn't even see when that happened. Now, this document goes on to speak about Sagicor Financial Corporation Limited has agreed to the US 536 million takeover by a group called Align Vest, a leading Canadian alternative investment management firm. Listen to the name very carefully. It's a leading Canadian alternative investment management firm, which is funny because as this document goes on, it appears as if Sagicor is the only asset, which is interesting. So this group basically out of nowhere, it's a newly formed corporation at that time, took over Sagicor, a Canadian group. And why am I mentioning this? Because think about it. All that we have that's invested in Sagicor, for those who have investments in Sagicor, whether insurance, life insurance, house insurance, car insurance, whatever policies, the banks, whatever assets bought, whatever, are essentially owned by Canada. Well, let me rephrase that. Owned by this company who is registered in Canada. So when we talk about Barbados being sold, it isn't being sold, family. Barbados is being taken over. It's called a hostile takeover, where these larger companies, we call them fish, the big fish eat the little fish. So when you start seeing money getting shuffled around, move around, like America right now, sending all this money, billions of dollars to Ukraine, billions of dollars here, and everywhere. It's really a way to launder the money, because everybody knows what's coming. So rather than have it sit there and fall out, launder it, send it somewhere, reroute the physical assets. So this number is on the screen. Reroute it. Right now, a lot of folks can't access their banks, and I think it was Bank of America. I think I had that article as well. I had put it up. I don't know if I could still find it. If I can find it quickly, I'll put it up. I think one of those banks that were having significant troubles. Where was it? Was it here? Was it this one? I don't know if I'm probably not seeing it, but I want to share this with y'all real quick, man. Money getting rerouted. How do we know that money in Barbados is getting rerouted? Well, that's easy. That link is right there, family. Go take a look at it. Go take a look at it before, who knows if it end up missing too. But we're going to skip that real quick, and we're going to jump into this one right here. Let me go ahead and share this. I got another link for you. This came out last week. I think this was some point in time. Let me copy this. Now, I didn't speak on this then because I was trying to build a portfolio to speak on. And I'm trying to merge the two tonight. I didn't plan on the hack, right? But anyhow, check this out, family. You remember this guy, right? I mean, most Barbadians recognize Mr. Trotman. Well, this particular picture, like he don't take no other pictures. This is the one picture they have of him and everybody use it. I'm not sure if he's smirking, smiling, thinking, man, look, if I could only tell you all the truth. But nevertheless, Mr. Trotman, this article is about one thing and one thing only. And that's what? The Auditor General's Hope investigation bigger than anticipated. Now wait a minute. So wait a minute. Outside of the Auditor General report, which he does deliver to Parliament, the Auditor General is now doing a Hope investigation. But he's claiming that this is a lot bigger than I initially anticipated. And in fact, he goes on to talk about, what he's going to be doing. But I noticed the emphasis they put on certain words. It's bigger than I thought, so it will probably take a little longer. Hopefully soon, though, when pressed on whether the investigation would conclude before year end, he responded, "Oh, definitely before the end of the year. We will see if we can finish before the end of the year. That is my target." Now, why am I bringing this up as well? Because we all know that the Hope Project, well, there's some people who still have hope in it. But wait, there's more. So the Hope Project is being investigated by the Auditor General. He reports annually to the House of Assembly, and his report highlights issues requiring the attention of Parliament. Well, this apparently got attention because Ms. Motley said, let me see if I can find it. Hang on a second. Let me look for it. Okay. Okay, here it is. At a press conference last Friday, Motley explained the distinction between the two investigations. Hold on a second. Let me go a little further back up. Now, like I said, the Auditor General announced he's going to do an investigation. But guess what? A second inquiry announced by Ms. Motley. Okay, wait a minute. So we having not just one investigation, we now having two. A second inquiry announced by Motley during her budget debate wrapped up in March is set to be chaired by Attorney Alex Scott, if that's his name, Ulrich Scott. Ulrich Scott is his name. This departmental investigation will commence after, listen carefully, people, this departmental investigation will commence after the Auditor General's probe is completed. At press conference last Friday, Motley explained the distinct difference between the two investigations. I am aware the Auditor General started the investigation, and we felt that we would give him space to get out because it's the small file. Sorry, it's the same smile. Sorry, it's the same files. But his investigation would be different from the departmental investigation that we want at Hope. Well, I guess they're looking for different things because clearly they're having two investigations and they're having two different outcomes. Family, I'm just saying this, right? We can go on and on and on and on and on. Something is not right in Barbados. And like I said, I am not falling for it, whether BLP, DLP. We're dealing with people. I realize that, like I keep saying, it ain't really the government, that's the problem. It's civil servants. That's the problem in Barbados. Those who stay in that job, regardless of when BLP come or BLP go, regardless if Motley come or go and Thorn come, regardless of what it is, there are folks who sit in that position year in, year out for decades. Don't you find that strange? And nobody talks about them ever. Ever. But, we blame Miss Motley because, after all, she doesn't have the cojones to check the people who in places where they feel they cannot be checked. I'm telling you, there are people who work in high posts in Barbados. I ain't saying all permanent secretaries, but a few of them. And other individuals who work in the chief positions or deputy chiefs for that matter. I won't call names. But they be acting like they own the place. Like you can't tell them nothing. The way they watch them talk to people, the way I see them talk to the staff is like, God damn, boy, that's crazy. So something is amiss. You don't believe me? Hold on. I got more. Now this one is fresh off the press too. I think, in fact, I'm gonna give y'all the link to this one. Let me give y'all a link to this one as well. Y'all gotta take these links a bit serious, man. Let me go and check the comments real quick though. He said, don't forget discrimination in the banking helped start the meeting hand. The old people would throw. Yeah, but the old people meeting hands, the money was kept in a brown bag under the bed. So the banks didn't have access to it. So what they did was allow the black man to create a credit union so the money wouldn't stay under the mattress. We would put it in the credit union get back to the bank. So the bank had control over it again. The central bank could keep monitor of all that was going on. That's how we were able to buy all that land and had all that wealth, because they didn't know what we were doing. We have to operate in a state of secrecy. Hence, take your money out the banks, family. You got to do it strategically and find an investment group and invest in the group. Find a way to invest. You trust the bank, but trust me, when the banks fail and go belly up, you have to share in the loss. It says it right there in the clause. You got to share in the loss. Straight up. Now I had an article on that, but I'm not seeing it at this moment. But I think it was Bank of America. Man. Yeah, I'm not seeing it to hand, so but I can always do a research on that. Just type in Bank of America, and I'm sure it'll come up. But let me share this one with you here. Sounds like we weren't supposed to know. When they use women to calm the chaos, you know something is up. Once you know. Greetings to the family down in Atlanta. ATL in the building. Shout to Aubrey. Mr. Padmore, we see you. I live here in Atlanta. That is a known fact. We got more than one Atlantean in the building tonight. Shout to the family in ATL. Our leader sat with the Rockefeller. Oh, man. Good night to the family in UK. Good night to moms and the matriarch. The matriarch, we see you. We salute you. Pam, we see you too. Rockefeller donated a lot of educational institutes to suppress the real information. Not just suppress the information, but navigate the minds in a certain direction. Jacqueline is shouting out, Mom. Y'all getting a big shout out from Barbados. You get one right. Yep, there you go. There you go. Hackers don't really get caught so easily, especially so quickly. But you know the people are very passive. But let that be wealthy group, and you would be hearing it. You would be hearing it for weeks. What I'm saying is that we don't know how long this was before they actually brought it to the media. Remember, it was on social media before they announced it to the public. So if it reached social media, the easiest way to do it is find the first person who posted that. They can follow the threads because it's a thread. It's a thread. Trace the thread. Even I know that. That's how you know that this isn't a hack, because all they got to do is find where it was first posted, and just go back, trace the footprint. It's called a digital footprint. Let's trace the digital footprint. It's going to lead to somebody's phone or somebody's laptop, somebody's computer. And at that point, if it's a real hacker, what you will find is that the hacker hacked somebody's system and posted through somebody's system who didn't have a clue that they were being used for that purpose. So that's going to be a dead end if it's a real hacker. Otherwise, they told us. They didn't mention that part. They mentioned it because it was mentioned on the media, but had that not came out, Maria, they probably would not have said a word. Just saying, problem, reaction, solution. Control. All roads lead to Clico and the gang, man. Asset management is the new gift. That's serious, man. Credit unions and insurance companies are scams, in my opinion. Barbados, this is it right here, family. This is it right here. Is it being sold? Barbados is not being sold, it's being stolen. Straight up. Straight up. Ask June Goddard, Kingston Estate. Ask Alex Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? Ask Mrs. Stewart, Jean Goddard. I mean, we could go down, we could go on and go on and go on. There's lots of folks who can attest to this. And these so-called lawyers hiding behind the bar, and the bar is part of the problem because the bar get them space to hide. The bar need a new president who not afraid to call a spade a spade. You know half them cats ain't got no law degrees. Pull them out. Pull them out, man. Even Canadians got light and power. Don't even start me, Sean. Bank of America now shut down. Whole bunch of folks, lows, ain't got no money. And when they shut down, eventually, you got to share any loss. The bank's going to take your money, give you back, was it 10% or 25% of what you had and tell you thanks. Take your money out the bank. Learn to trust each other. I can't say it enough, man. Passed Trimart Worthing today and was told that the building was sold also. Graham Hall Sanctuary is for sale too. You were told that Trimart was sold? By who? Somebody walking the street? Because I have some conflicting information about that. That's not what I was told. That's not what I was told at all. But I don't know who you spoke with. So this crew thieving more than the ones before. Right now, right, Pedro, everybody trying to grab for Barbados. Except the Barbadians who should be claiming it. We don't have to grab it. We just need to claim it. Everybody claiming what's rightfully theirs and taking what they feel is belong to them. Hope gone, hopeless in Pool, St. John. Hope gone, hopeless. Man. Crazy. Hold on a second. I just saw something I thought was interesting. Donville blamed them too, and the government got the blame. Leave them to them. He said Donville blamed them. I heard Donville was on a program last night. I didn't get to see it. But Donville Ennis, I mean, I wonder if I had to interview Donville Ennis. I wonder what I would ask Donville Ennis. What would I ask Donville Ennis? I don't think I would ask Donville Ennis anything. I don't think it's necessary. I think it was obvious already. Sorry, they sit there, yes, but answers to who? All a bunch of crooks. So all of them's a bunch of crooks. So wait a minute. You think them is crooks, right? Over a month now. You mean to say that hacker would have hacked a month ago? Hacker is another descendant of Pinocchio. Trust nothing. Another distraction. Serious, man. Serious. I like this, Pam. Serious. I love this one. Love this one here. I will say, honestly, like Donville Ennis. I honestly like Donville. The name of the house, Negro. Ask him that. Bad drive. I don't think you have to ask him. I think it's obvious, man. I think it's obvious. I'm going to post a link right here, right now in the comments, right? I just posted a link. Donville was on Kemar Stewart program. For sure. Naturally. Let me post this link. Let me say this right here, man. We talk about the government, right? Again. We talk the government again. Project with champagne taste. Look, Aunt Rose, right? Used to always tell me this. You got champagne taste, but Marby pockets, as a young child, take you well to understand what granny did mean. But it wasn't until I become a man I realized when I started dating, getting involved with females, then I realized what she was referring to. somehow I had a habit of attracting some what appeared to be women with expensive tastes. But I was running the route though, so you know, that's just how the street game go. You live a certain lifestyle, you project yourself a certain way, you gotta represent. But you can't got no champagne taste when you carry the ladies out on a date with no Marby pockets, because they look at you like you a scrub. That was in my time. But we quickly fixed that. Perhaps not the most wisest way, but we learn how to go. But what do they mean by this right here? Shout out to Barbados today, by the way. Let me just credit where credit is due so they don't think I'm jacking them. But projects with champagne taste and Marby pockets, what are they referring to? This is October the 2nd, 2024. And what are they talking about? Well, guess what? Does this project look familiar, family? Does this project look familiar? This is supposed to be the geriatric, though, what is called the new, rather, geriatric hospital at Waterford under construction. Apparently, it was with some concern that one reads of over ambitious plans for grand projects that it is obvious we cannot, listen to this carefully, that it ambitious plans for grand projects that it is obvious we cannot afford and are really not priorities. Now, I know the city government didn't have this as a priority because I know the elderly care home in Bay Street, the geriatric hospital Becker's Road. Becker's Road? Yeah, Becker's Road. I know it's in a place where now, man, from what I heard, it's in a bad place. So this had to be a priority. I can't say it wasn't a priority. But what I can say is that there are folks not questioning this large new geriatric hospital built in the wrong place with the wrong design to replace a large and serviceable geriatric hospital, ostensibly to join our large number of derelict buildings in historic Bridgetown at the cost that remains a secret. It's now fallen by two extraordinary new proposals. It's now followed by two extraordinary new proposals. Now, wait a minute, man. I don't know if this is so or not, right, family? But all I am saying is that follow the money is all I'm going to tell you. Once you follow the money, you're going to start to realize what's really going on. Now, if I was going to design a geriatric hospital, in fact, I have actually designed, well, I don't use the word geriatric. I don't like the term at all, actually, but I have designed an elderly care facility, or what I call a retirement community. And the design is a 3-story. I'm going to actually tell you the design. It is a 3-story design with a obviously concrete roof deck. And this was supposed to be built on a plot of land that's located in the north of Barbados on the only, well, not the only, at that time, it was one of the largest West Coast views remaining in Barbados. And well, to my knowledge, let me just say that. I think it was a land that was owned by, I was told, Oprah Winfrey. And that's down there in the north, way in the north. So this plan was, because it's a cliffside kind of, cascade a bit, it was supposed to sit on top of this ridge facing the West Coast, of course, watching the sunset. You get it? The sun set. And of course, on the ground floor, you have your resident clinic. So it was going to be a clinic as well, an open clinic for people of the north to come if they wanted service, to get service. But it's also going to house enough equipment and facility to work kind of like an A&E direct, but for the north, but also to be able to care for the elderly and the mature folks that want to do recovery and want to have recovery surgery, whatever the case may be, could also come to this environment, this facility. So here's the facility. So that was the ground floor, the clinical stuff, that kind of stuff. And then we also have then the elevator going upstairs down to the first floor. Now, the first floor will also house a cafeteria, different lounge areas, have dormitories, so that some folks who did not want to be on their own, we can still house them in a space where you have, people spread out, because not all families were able to afford the different levels, because it was a paid environment as well. The first tier might have been the typical, what they call geriatric setting, where there's a ward like where it's open and the beds, but a bit more classy and up to date. The second floor now is divided into rooms. Now, there are different rooms. There are the single room, well, not room, but let's call it apartments, because it really wasn't a room, but it's really an apartment, because it's all, it's inclusive. You have some, not all, that have the kitchenette in it, and certain things. And so there's a singular, there's a 2-room occupants, so there's somewhere 3, if you wanted 3 folks in the same area that can share 3 rooms. And it was divided in such a way where it could house people on going across both sides. Each room has a balcony overlooking the West Coast, overlooking the ocean. So ocean view. On the 3rd floor now, we call it the penthouse, for those who want to come from all over the world to actually have a space in this particular massive building, where those are private penthouse suites now for those who can afford the luxury of that. Of course, it has all the amenities, all glass, overlooking the same balcony, overlooking the ocean and whatnot. So folks who want to retire can come to this community and dwell on the grounds. There's parks, different areas, little shopping areas, gift shops and stuff, that little mini mart, so those who are mobile can go and buy their stuff, whatever case. It's all this stuff, all inclusive. Now on the roof deck now is where family who come to visit could also take their loved ones up the elevator who are not perhaps mobile and can't walk and stuff, where we have a roof deck garden, all green. There's grass planted on the roof, hence keeping the building cooler, although it's a concrete roof. It's a whole eco thing going on, man. Yeah, but anyhow, that's not why. Anyhow, I just got carried away. Pardon me for that one. Yeah, that was a vision I had, man, for St. Lucie, man. And shout out to Mr. Ward, by the way. Yeah, he'd offered to sell me the 10 acres of land that was necessary for this project. Anyhow, that's another story. But so this right here, in comparison to what I just described, like I don't know what they paid for this and whatever. I could have given them a better idea. I just gave you one for free. I mean, like, come on, man. This is Barbados. We all in it together. We got to find a way to help each other. That's why I'm saying the government, by the people, for the people. We do not need them to do the things we need to do for ourselves. We got to stop thinking that they're the only ones that can negotiate deals, speak to these international bankers who really and truly using human capital to finance a lot of these so-called loans around here. Then they build this infrastructure to benefit the plantocracy, but put the bills on the people. Well, if we got to pay back the bill anyhow, let's get the money for ourselves, invest it in ourselves, and pay it back by ourselves. It just makes simple sense. We have to learn to govern our own affairs. That's the bottom line. And I'm going to say it over and over. Barbados National Congress, man. That's the future of this nation. Remember, man, that's what it is. But this project right here, Marby and Champagne, let me just get off of that one real quick. I ain't going to touch it any further. But having said that, let me see here real quick. What else can we do real quick here? Should we do this? No, I could do this one last. I'll do this one last. I'll do this one only because. No, I could go to, I don't know if I'm allowed to show this information, but what I'm looking at here is, I may not be allowed to share it now that I'm thinking about it, because it was sent, well, it wasn't sent privately. In fact, maybe I should share it, because this is Kingsland Estate Limited. This is a certified, a true copy of a corporate service limited. And this was done by some folks here who got their signatures. This is Kingsland Estate financial statement. This is June the 30th, 2021, expressed in Barbados dollars. Now, where am I going with this? In fact, I'm going to share this, man. I'm going to share this. Sometimes it's better to answer with forgiveness than to answer with permission. Notice I said sometimes, Notice I said sometimes. Let me touch on this real quick. So I am going to share this. Why am I sharing this? Because I want y'all to understand this thing, family. Follow the money. Barbadians, look, man, I'm not here trying to do no press release or no speech or nothing like that. I ain't knocking which minister you support, which one you like, which one you don't like, which party you prefer, which one you don't prefer. What I'm saying is that we got to start recognizing that there's a lot of money being moved in and through and around Barbados. And a lot of people are being disadvantaged and disabled on a daily basis. And if it could happen to one, it could happen to you. Or perhaps today for me, and then tomorrow for you. So we got to pay attention to some things. This is a PDF file. And I'm going to just scroll through this really quick and just touch on 1 or 2 points. This is the Kingston Estate, like I said. And this, by the way, was incorporated in July the 1st, 1958, and continued on July the 24th, 1986. And it gives you the list of the directors. I ain't calling the names, secretary, bankers, of course, the 2 banks, which we see what's going on there, the attorneys, and the auditor. And we could come all the way down. And it gives into this document here at the start. And this is an independent auditor's report of the shareholders of Kingston Estate. This is the shareholders, right? And this was done, the audit which comprised of a balance sheet as of June the 30th, 2021, and the statement of income and retained earnings and statement of cash flow for the year then ended, and notes to the financial statements, including a summary of significant accounting policies. So this is nothing that from way, way back. This just the other day, 3 years to be exact. Basis for opinion. Let me go to this here and we come all the way down. Why am I scrolling through this? Like I said, family, information, right? I will give you the source of this information when I get to the point I want to get to. So this goes on. So this is Feb right here. So this was done by Mr. Baker Tilly in February 21st, 2022. 2 years. All right, ago. So this is the individual who is putting their career, they all on the line. So if it's not accurate in terms of the numbers, by the way, this is the balance sheet. If it's not accurate in terms of numbers, well, he jeopardizes his whole license and everything, right? So at this point here, we can see in terms of the 2021, 2020, the current assets, and this is for, well, wait a minute. Y'all can see the numbers, right? I ain't got to call it out. I just go and show y'all. And you can pause if you want to get a closer look. We're going to go through non-current assets, development properties, investment properties. We're seeing the numbers. We're seeing the numbers, right? The total asset at the bottom. We're seeing the numbers. All right. Liabilities in comparison. You've seen the numbers. Relatively low. Taxable payable. Taxation payable. Okay. Shareholders' equity. Share capital. Retained earnings. Total shareholding equity. Total liabilities and shareholder equity. Okay. So, and this was signed off by the director himself, signed off on this, Mr. So then, wait a minute. Emmanuel, what are you trying to say? What I'm saying, right, is that we keep hearing about this thing called the Kingston Estate all the time. We keep hearing Miss Goddard talk about it all the time, how her mother was done wrong for so long. They got her in court, still fighting, because obviously there's something going on within the family. There's obviously a family feud. There's always, look, nobody wins when the family feuds, but when you put some numbers on the table, you see how fast family turn against family. It's always the 20 pieces of silver here. This is crazy. But I'm just scrolling through a document that I came across in my inbox. I don't know what relevancy it has, but I know that this 38 million right here is retained earnings end of year, 38 million. This is for year 2021, if not mistaken. And it goes on and goes on. Like I said, and you can pause. You can pause if you want to pause. And it goes on. It goes on and goes on. There are certain, let me not say that. let me say it this way instead. There are people in Barbados who we call judges, who we are told by the people that are administrators that these people are the judges, and we got to trust that what they say goes, which is funny because how you become that, like how you get to be in a position where you a judge where you could say what goes and what doesn't. And if there are certain situations where there's a conflict of interest, how can you be involved in certain judgments? This is an obvious question. But anyhow, this is a long document and I can keep going. I am going to point out the source of this information, where I got it from, unless otherwise indicated. Let me see. You know what? Let me leave it at that for now. To be continued. Let me leave it at that for now. And that's just wisdom on page 13. I'm going to stop at page 13. Spirit said let's stop at page 13. Right? And we're going to find out. We're going to find out eventually. Let me go to the comments real quick. You said you should invite him to talk on Barbados foreign business sector. You referring to Mr. Ennis? Patrick, we're getting on, brethren. I ain't see you in a little minute. You said blacks were conditioned not to trust each other when it revolves around certain things, and money is one. Facts. It will be hard for people to come together for a good cause. Well, Brian, I ain't gonna agree with that per se, and I'll tell you why. Let me just put them on the screen. Big shout out to Fade, the whole Fade family. Fade Brian, we got a group called Fade, been working together. Yes, Barbados National Congress, we've been working together, making things happen. And although, folks might say, well, what y'all have to show for it? Well, not everything we have we need to show. But it says you can hide and buy land, but you can't hide and work it. So stay tuned, man. But we are working together. There are what we call black people who do work together, who do trust each other. And that trust is earned and built. Of course, we may have some times where we're not seeing eye to eye, but I don't mean you can't sit, reason, get a better perspective, and keep going. Because our children are watching. We're doing this for our children and our children's children. So we're pushing forward, man. Pedro say call it old people's home. They are spending money they don't have, man. Sean, I don't know if they don't have it. I think they got it and trying to get rid of it. Because these buildings cost money. Somebody getting paid to do all of this. So they're shifting the money. They're routing it through construction, but then on the other side, how it coming out? You know how it coming out? Who wrote the article? I didn't check, Pedro. I will check it. But the link is there if you want to check it out. That's not a problem. The article was written by... I gotta go to the bottom probably. Let me see here. I'm not seeing it yet. I'm here trying to scan it quickly, but I'm not seeing it. I might have skipped it. I might have passed it. There's a possibility. But they list a few projects, including the fact that the government is discussing rebuilding, what they said, all these schools in Barbados. I don't know if that's actually true. Look, man, again, don't fall for it, family. Don't fall for it. Local news. Written by, well, it said written by Barbados Today. They didn't give a name on it, Pedro. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that is right. Barbados seems to eat the dollars because it is not being filtered down to us mortals. Another land grab. Another land grab. That hospital should have never been built there in the first place. I might agree with that. Next to the highway, they're going to have to rely on air conditioning because you can't open the windows. That carbon monoxide from the highway going to kill them older folks quicker than you can mention, kill them older folks. Because they're going to be breathing in carbon monoxide. That is not good. So they're going to have to keep the windows closed and put on air conditioning so they don't. That's why the place I was talking about was in such a natural place, had trees, the whole 9 yards, ocean view, fresh sea breeze. You see what I'm saying? Now, we just got to take over the government, man. And I did say that. I don't care who running for what seat. They can run and keep the seats. We're going to walk together. We're going to seize the country, family. You mean stolen, not sold? Of course, of course. Richard said, don't share it, fam. Now, that's all right. That's all right. I would love them to go and bill it. I don't even mind if they go and bill it. They ain't got to give me no credit. The people will benefit from the idea and the initiative, and that's what's most important, man. I ain't looking for the praise. I could tell them all day what to do. Intellectual property and all, man. You know, it says store up your rewards in heaven. And where is heaven? You know what I mean? So we just got to do for each other, man. Sean said, this is a balance sheet. Well, like I said, man, I'm going to stop it right there. Yet Kingston is a family trust fund that shows Barbados is being stolen. Straight up. Stolen, not sold, stolen. What do you have to study to become a judge? Oh, man. What do you have to study to become a judge? That is a good question. A good question. Shout out to the whole Clark family, man. Greetings from the Clark family. Fred was saying cross his fingers, right? Oh, you mean the article? Okay, I got you. Yeah, I give thanks. Word song, wisdom. Nah, I'm not gonna share the link. This right here. To be continued. All I want to say, Barbados, as far as the whole hack thing go, the talk and all that, it don't make no sense to me. It don't make like the window tint. We gotta pay attention to what's going on. Because this hack came out Monday, right? Okay. So did the bill that they passed on Parliament. So don't fall for it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Wednesday's program. I think Facebook took it down, though. I think Facebook blocked Wednesday's program. It's funny how Facebook all of a sudden blocking me, right? Oh, man. But that's all right. Shout out to YouTube, man. YouTube ain't playing that. YouTube must be owned by Trump. I think Facebook must be owned by Kamala or Biden or whoever or whatever. I ain't sure what's going on, but we here, family. This is what we're going to do, family. You know what I mean? This is what we're going to do. We're going to keep it 100 with each other. Like I said, study this whole hack thing. I play the videos according to how I received them. The government ain't going to tell you sorry. Who knows if they got hacked? This could be a false flag, get you worked up so they could introduce something new. Justify spending more money on cybersecurity because after all, we got a breach. We need to tighten the breaches. We need more money. Miss Motley. Zuckerberg, I think Zuckerberg don't own it. He just the front man. Zuckerberg is a Mark Maloney for the corporation. He just the face. He is just the face. So he could do the the media thing like Bill Gates. Just the face. Because the people that call the shots do not want to be known. They remain nameless and faceless. Remember the hidden hand? Well, if the hidden hand is hidden, imagine the face of the hand. Much more hidden. Anyhow, that's how we're going to do this thing, man. So, it's an MIC then. I don't know who's MIC, but I think you know that. I'm not sure you remember MIC, Pedro. Look here, family. We on here a little while. It's minutes 11. We gonna roll out, family. We gonna roll out, man. We give thanks for your time, energy, and synergy. And like I said, see this hot thing? The brother said we should be aware and be very cautious. I ain't saying he's spreading fear. What I'm saying is that Barbadians, pay attention. The digital ID, notice they talk about a hack and bra, but they did not say anything about the connection between the two. But if when last I checked, I'm sure they said that bra was connected to the digital ID. So all I'm saying is that if there's a way to rig the elections, if there's a way to rig your account, if there's a way to stake your identity, all this stuff, it's connected to that ID. That's why we told you in the first place, do not go and get it. Go get your passport updated. All right, so they mentioned that they took some passport stuff too. This is why they're going to now say, look, we need a whole new system. We need to put a microchip into your arm that can't be stolen, that has on your biometrics exclusively, so that nobody could pretend they're you without your biometrics. Let that sink in there for a little minute. Okay, I got you, Pedro. I got you. Woo-wee. I don't want to think that far, Pedro. In fact, we know it wasn't them because these guys don't get caught. They would come take your stuff, put it back, and you wouldn't have a clue. You wouldn't have a clue that there was even in the building. Now, I ain't trying to be, again, I ain't spreading a conspiracy, but I watched an episode or two of The Blacklist. And that's how you do it, quite frankly. Remember The Matrix, right? It wasn't after The Matrix, almost a decade, that people started realizing what The Matrix was telling us all along. Blacklist is an interesting series here. I don't do promote series and certain TV. I don't do promote certain things. But when you know certain things and you see certain things, you got to say, whoa, wait, though. They put this right in front of your face. I got you, Pedro. Because Facebook is just a front for that same organization. We know. I think what it is that, there are people here on the ground who is fulfilling a certain agenda. And because that they have been recruited to fulfill that agenda, well, anything or anyone who has the capacity to perhaps hinder that can't get no forward at all. It just makes sense. Just make perfect sense. So we know what it is, man. We know what it is. So we just going to work the suit, man. The hidden hand is a hidden truth. We built the pyramids. We being played. We the ones we looking for, family. We are the ones we looking for. We're not the fallen. We are the ascending ones. And I give thanks, man. Shout out to the Fade family for sure. That's why we're trying to explain to the brother on Monday night. He was talking Israel united in Christ. I'm all for it, my brother. But, you talk about the ones here who are looking to identify with who they are in the Bible. I'm saying to you that before Abraham was, I am. We are those that came before. And if you're unaware of that, that's okay. I understand that. So I respect where you at. But I know you only understand me barely. And so look up the Lucis Trust, seriously. Okay, Lucis Trust, okay. Finally, we got homework. Pedro has given us homework. We got some work to look up. I always give out homework, right? But I also receive it in my inbox and sometimes directly. So I got my work to look up. Let me write that down. In fact, no, my inbox crew gonna deal with that for me. Family, look that one up and send it to me direct. Let's do some research on it. Give thanks, Pedro. Having said that, we out of here, family, man. If you want to know more about the Fade program, what's going on, tell a friend, tell a friend. Remember, Politically Incorrect is on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday at 8 p.m. Usually at 8 p.m., sometimes a little later. Anyhow, be sure to subscribe, like, and tell a friend. Like I said, you ain't gonna like and subscribe if you don't want to. But tell a friend and tell a friend. Different perspective, different view. Make your mind start wondering like, wait, hold on. Nah, we want a different view. Sometimes it don't make no sense. And the fact that they put it right in your face, a Russian spy hacked and put it on sale on the dark web. Why do you think they call it the dark web? You got to know where to look to find stuff. And if somebody found it, then question who found it? And why were they looking for this kind of information? And these kind of international buyers don't want to be known, so they're not going to find it and say, ha ha, and tell. And folks will find you that tell disrupt your life. All know the body who expose that must see phone done hack, everything done hack, done rewrote. Don't mess with the people here. Hence, I think it's a fraud, man. It's a scam. I don't know. But I think that at this point, we need to be very wary and cautious about what we are being told and what we are being led into as a nation. This is why we have to self-govern. They are not going to tell you the truth. They're not designed to do that. They're designed to control you. They're all there to do that, control you while you on your plantation, make you comfortable with your enslavement. Enough is enough. We need to strike a new balance between them and us. We ain't saying that they can't coexist. We're not saying that. We're saying you can no longer oppress the people. All of you. And that goes for the unmentionable as well. Notice I said as well. Having said that, family, Haile Selassie the First, Empress Wazir Menin, you know, is the one perfect balance. I'm going to go and wait, hold on. King James Bible, he best research who he was before he come back on attack mode. Now, he ain't come back on no attack mode. Like I said, the brothers wanted to come on the program. I give him the space to come and reason. I didn't take it as an attack. I think he was trying to validate what he subscribes to and try to use, you know, this platform perhaps as a measuring stick. I don't debate with people, Pam. I don't. As a Rastaman, though, Haile Selassie First, you know, is the Almighty. That's my liberty. Rastafari's life. That's how I live. I'm not bound. I'm not tied. I'm not captive of any one book or any book for that matter. Ink on a page does not define who I am. And although I asked the brother to speak without it and he couldn't, my thing is that, you know, your heart and your tongue got to match, man. Don't quote something for me. Speak from your heart, man. Let the voice of God, let the words of your mouth for the meditation of your heart be acceptable. There's another verse for you. Rastafari, man. So one should know thyself and stand firm. Pedro, I give thanks for that one there, man. That is it. That is it. That is it. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Night, night, love, light, unity, family from Moms and I. Moms, love from sunny Isles of Barbados. I know it's cold in England right now, though. So we can send you a whole bottle of sunshine, some old-time Morby bark, Morby bitters, probably some sorrel called Christmas coming up. I can't say in a ham because I don't promote that. But what I could send you is probably some breadfruits, perhaps some yam and some sweet potato. We could do that. We could do that. Oh, speaking of food, family, again, family, I didn't touch on the whole thing with the strike and whatnot, but family, go and buy yourself a few of those totes that they have in Price Smart or cost you less. I don't know if they're on sale still. And start to create your pantries. You can put certain food, maybe like buy 3 bins, 1, 2, 3, so you can stack them, maybe 3 or 4, depending on what you can afford. And you know that this bin mark off, because we don't all have a pantry, but designate a room or space. Even in the living room, you got to shift stuff around, or bedroom, put certain dry goods in certain containers and cover it down, and certain other goods, another one, the floor, and cover down sugar, and stack certain goods and start to create a mini pantry. Of course, you know, you got to rotate the food accordingly. So you put out on the shelf what you're using, and when you buy stuff, you put it in the bin and take the old one out, and you keep rotating it. As better you buy extra can of this, extra bag of that, put it there and put it down, because family, like I don't even, look, what's going to be most disappointing for me is, you know, we wake up one of these mornings, or one of these nights rather, I got to come on Politically Incorrect and say, you know, to the family out there, you know, that here we go again in another situation, likened to the one we just went through, where everybody was locked in and all that stuff, and nothing can happen, and nothing wasn't moving, and folks didn't have certain things, and it was rough. psychologically especially. This is where politically incorrect started. I would not will the day where I have to come here and announce that, you know, the government has officially announced that there's a shortage of food in Barbados, because all hell gonna break loose. When you leave and go to work, you gotta guard your house, you gotta guard your fridge, people breaking your house for food. Like how rats moving. But the rats right now eating everything they could get their hands on and guarded the garbage bins, shut the rats out completely and force the rats into a different state of mind. I don't know if y'all notice it. These rats moving different. They're not even running from the cats no more. Cats ain't even messing with the rats. That you think. Got rats in survival mode. They ain't playing. They're not playing. They're seeking all kind of food sources. So family, the rats affecting our agriculture, you got to poison the field to poison the rats. You poison the field, you poison the food. It's a spiral, family. Let's pay attention, man. Let me work with sense here, man. What I was saying, let me see, I'm missing something here. Night again, guidance, Saya. Yeah, give thanks, my brother. What we can say, their mind is stuck in what I can say, their mind is stuck in a book. Well, if that's where he's most comfortable, then that's where he needs to be. You know, it's better to have him stuck in the book and he function on that level than him to come on the battlefield and get in the way. You know, like I said, Gideon's army in for everybody. We know that. You know, God, the Bible didn't say the Israelite army. The Bible didn't say the Israelites united in Christ's army or the Hebrews united in, it said Gideon's, man. You know, the people that came for this. They came for one thing and one thing only. They didn't come here to be subject to such. There are those who might be subject to such. Like I asked the brother, well, if that's the case, and we all God's children, but if God chose you as the special people, then you be the special people. But a lot of us come here for different reasons, man. And we're the Gideons at this point. We're the Gideons at this point. Giddy up. You watch it from the comfort of your home and your Bible on your screen, and you do your services and stuff. We on the battlefield, man. We ain't got time for that. And I agree, though. God was telling us about the fringes for a reason, my brother. The fringes is for a reason, not just to be worn as a garment, but the fringe is what allows us to be free. That's what the fringe is for. That's why the government puts a fringe on the flag. The flag represents a nation, my brother. But we could have that conversation, but I don't even know if you're ready for that science. The fringe on the flag represents a nation. The nation is the people, not the cloth. Not the cloth. And when these folks ready to infringe on your nation, you gotta defend it. God called us to defend the nation, man, from those who seek to infringe on his fringe. Sorry, it was a spiritual attack. We can agree to disagree. His vibe was not correct. Love should still shine. He said his vibe wasn't, yeah, well, like he said at the very end of the program, he really enjoyed it because the energy is a spiritual thing. That's why I said what I said, how I said it, because I'm hearing you, man, but I'm speaking to you, into your spirit. I'm speaking life into you, man. On a different level. I know you feel the vibrations, and that's what I'm dealing with. So, Pam, I agree. But, you know, let them do their thing, man. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. Have a blessed night to you too, Monica, for sure. Pamela said, thanks. Love to the family. You know, y'all know what tune I gonna play right now. You know, I ain't got to tell y'all what tune I gonna play. Y'all should already know what tune I gonna play. For those who paying attention, man, I can't stress this enough. And even make it a secret, man. In a secret, man. A lot of people sometimes leave when I start to play music, but I'll play a song. I'll play a particular song. But I want folks to listen to this message. Don't leave yet. Listen to this message and listen to this particular message. This message here is a serious message, man. Plant up the land, family. Plant up the land.
The race they call us with it is for those who will enjoy till the end. Till the end.
Not for the swift.
Some try lead you astray. Seek wisdom from today, my friend. My friend, they're crying food shortage, and things are getting dread in the rain. Yeah, hey, hey.
Crying food shortage, man.
Getting out your head, man. Don't only live by bread, but by the word. That's why.
Beautiful Barbados, man.
On your armor, try to
Beautiful Barbados, man.
become a farmer, plant a
That's what they want to take from us, family.
Don't let time go
Trying to return to the natural state, man.
away. Grow food and
Got to grow your own food, family.
plant cassava,
Yes,
banana,
yes.
mango, cocoa, and sweet potato. Tomato, turmeric, herb, ginger, moringa, corn and breadfruit, shadow,
The hardest tune on the radio, you know.
veggie provision,
If you don't play these tunes,
fruit, bedu,
I never hear this on CBC radio.
flourish and go far, bedu, work,
I hear this on no radio station in
be
Barbados.
blessed and prosper.
The DJs is one of the DJs. Look, one of the major part of the problem, man.
And as the plants they
Go to Armageddon, man.
grow in same way, new mercies, fresh every day.
New mercies.
Time, sun, and rain, and energy.
Listen, listen, listen.
The plants they will thrive, and we shall reap the bounty.
Listen, listen.
Don't be a slave to the system. Renew your mind daily.
Don't be a slave to the system, family.
Plant cassava,
Beautiful Barbados. Look at it, man.
banana,
Look at it, man.
mango, papa,
It's too beautiful, man.
potato,
We love you, Barbados.
turmeric, herb, ginger, moringa,
The people on the land are one.
breadfruit, shadow,
Don't let them separate you, family.
veggie provision,
Barbados National Congress, man.
fruit, better work of your hands, flourish and go far, better work of your hands, be blessed and prosper.
Yes.
We want coconut water, beautiful sunflowers, hibiscus tea and some tertius, please. Planted tomato, berries, many
The planners look good, yeah.
watermelon, sweet pepper, cherry, and
And guava. Tell them, Indra.
the guava.
Gee, dog.
Plant cassava, green banana, mango, cocoa, and sweet
She just be so happy, man.
turmeric, herbs, ginger, moringa, banana, breadfruit, shadow, belly, arrowroot, veggie provisions, and all kind of fruit. Better work of your hands, flourish and go far. Better work of your hands, be blessed and prosper. May the work of your hands be blessed and prosper.
The hummingbird, right? Man capture hummingbird, man. Look, let me get back there real quick. I like to see that part there. Hold on, let me get back. Right this so man. Right this so man. Beautiful, beautiful Barbados. Gem of the Caribbean Sea. We just connected to the Caribbean Sea. We ain't really in the Caribbean. We just the gem on the out here in the Atlantic, man. Listen, family. Yes, she is majestic indeed. Indeed. Different energy, man. Really and truly, brethren, beautiful indeed. Look, that's why he's saying it's time for us to return to what we know as it was in the beginning. It's that time, family. You go, look, the whole thing going to implode. It got to reset. It got to reset because they then took it off track. That's not what the Almighty had in mind. Come out of her, my people. It's time that we start governing ourselves. None of the two don't have no monopoly on us. I keep telling you, there was a BLP. There was a Barbados Labour Party before there was ever even a country called Barbados. Let that sink in and study why no show winner. And yes, Mr. Errol Walton Barrow, although that's not his name, was a part of that system. Don't get tired with it. Don't get tired with it. We think we know. We think we know. We got to recognize, man, they playing us, man. And the only reason why they play us because we refuse to govern ourselves. And they know it. And they know that a day is going to come. Like, you think they don't watch Politically Incorrect? If don't nobody watch this, right? They just watch it. And they know that, wait, this man can't speak like this just so, though. It's impossible. Impossible. But they know what time it is. And they okay with it, you know. They actually want us to govern ourselves. Believe it or not. But it's that time, family. It's time that we took responsibility for who we are. Like I told your brother the other night, you know what I'm saying? Knowledge. The Bible says, Mike, well, I didn't read this one. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. The knowledge isn't the knowledge of just keeping the quote unquote commandments, but how you going to keep the commandments and you don't even know who you are? It starts with knowing who you are. Because knowledge, once you over is who you are, seek ye first the kingdom, knowing who you are, you're going to find yourself. I mean, you find yourself, that gives you power. And once you got that kind of power, then it allows you to make choices. Because there are consequences. I mean, you can start making choices. Well, choices lead to responsibility. So because you can make choices now, you can't just do as you like. You got to be responsible for the choices you make. And what that does, it grants you freedom. And once you're free, who the Son set free is free indeed, man. That's what we're dealing with, family. We're dealing with freedom, man. We're dealing with that kind of freedom, man. I love to see this, man. I like to just look at this as a loop all day long. Like I just love to see our beautiful island. And she's so majestic by itself. Land in Barbados. Right now you're looking with your eye and this one video. As far as you can see, in the houses around there really is all land, pure land, vegetation, plenty land. They make you think Barbados is so small and got you squeezed up in a 3,000 square foot lot in a little sardine tot house that they offer you as a gift. Like, really? Come on, man, for real? And these slabs built by this slab company, bare concrete microwave, man. Come on, family. We could do better than that. But it can only get better if we step up. If we don't step up, it ain't going to happen. We have not because we ants not. Well, let me get it organized and do what we got to do. Sacred ground, St. John. The whole of Barbados sacred. I can't let you do that. I can't let you do it. I can't let you do it. They carved up. There's no such thing as St. John. There's no such thing. So when they say parish of St. John, what they really mean by that? Because we're dealing with the whole land, the whole territory. Let me use a different word. This territory, we ain't dividing the territory in imaginary lines. Colonial imaginary lines. We're dealing with the territory as a whole. Love y'all, family. Y'all have an upful and joyful night. Give thanks again for the synergy, the energy, and the communal spirit, the vibes. And rest well. But study tonight. Ask yourself, this hacker, this Mr. Walker, as a hacker, he can't be no real hacker. Can't be. This is all a stage show. Here, family, do not fall for it. They're looking to introduce something. You better pay attention. Because, again, problem, reaction, solution. Straight. Tell Andrew to bring us home, man.
That's what he said. Put on your armor, trot along.
Yes.
Become a farmer, plant up all the land. Don't let time go to waste. Every day make a way. Grow food and garden. Plant cassava, green banana, mango, popo, and sweet potato. Sourdough, turmeric, herb, ginger, moringa, corn and breadfruit. veggie provisions and all kind of fruit. May the work of your hands flourish and go far. May the work of your hands be blessed and prosper. And as the plants they grow, we grow in same way. New mercies, fresh every day. With time, sun and rain and energy, the plants they will thrive, and we shall reap the bounty. Don't be a slave to the system. Renew your mind daily. Plant cassava, green banana, mango, pawpaw, and sweet potato, sauerkraut, turmeric, herb, ginger, moringa,